Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Medford Police Chief Tim George. Chief, good to see you again. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Good.
All right. So it's been 1 week since you guys made a pretty significant arrest. You guys arrested Deborah Irene Johns for several arsons. Tell us how that came about.
Well, we caught a break on Thursday the 24th because there were 2 additional fires set. Both of those were in Hawthorne Park. One off on a concrete path area, and the other one she actually lit a palm tree, I guess it was called. I wasn't aware there was a palm tree in Hawthorne Park, but I was after that.
Can't imagine there's many.
Yeah, pretty decorative palm tree, a fairly large tree, but there was information derived from those cases that led us to her, and then we found her and I got fortunate to make an arrest, and then we had some additional forensic evidence that linked her back to the Beavertooth Oak fire as well. And so at the end of that day, we had some information that came to us that we had information about a fire in the public lobby of the Jackson County Jail. And so again, some additional forensic work and evidence and some video evidence and some other work done to link her to that case as well. So some good work done between Thursday afternoon till Friday morning to put all that together to hopefully put an end to that particular threat. And our confidence level's up that, we had, if you count the 2 at Hawthorne Park and the county jail one, roughly 24 fires in almost exactly a month's time period. So when you look at the methods of those types of cases and how those occurred, we're pretty confident that the majority of those cases are going to be the responsibility of one person, and we believe we have the right person.
Okay, and I understand if you can't go into all these details because your investigation is ongoing.
It is.
But were all the fires, all 24, you say, fires started in that month the same way, or close enough to the same way?
Close enough to the same way in the type, and I mean, if you're looking at a map, and we had that up at the press conference, you're looking at the centralized locations, the map, when they were occurring, how they were ignited. They're all consistent in a manner that, and again, some of that work I can't go into too much detail with because it's still an open case. We haven't got to court yet, but the information coming from Medford Fire and our fire investigators and the work that our folks did, along with some of that other forensic evidence, when you put it all together and look at it, I think you come to the conclusion that I think we're barking up the right tree.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Chief in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. We're getting here with Medford Police Chief Tim George. We've been talking about all the arsons happening this summer, specifically, of course, this month, now that we're almost into August as well. But we've seen a lot of arsons in Medford. We've got Manoa Hall.
Last year,
undergoing prosecution. Of course, that case still in the court system. We've had a lot of car fires and alley fires going back years, though, have we not?
We have.
Yeah.
And I think it's highlighted this year just because you're in an extreme drought situation. I mean, I came back from California on a short vacation a couple weeks ago. I've never seen Lake Shasta as low as it is now. Right. I mean, and when you look around some of the water levels here and the conditions, I think we're 11 days now of over 100 degrees, and we haven't hit August yet.
It's our hottest July ever.
Right. So when you combine that all together, the conditions are so ripe, it doesn't take much to intentionally light a fire right now. And people are saying, well, why did it take you so long? You had so many of them in a month's time frame. I said, well, first of all, there's not that many people out at the hours of these are occurring between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. or whatever, that it's not that difficult with someone with a lighter to light a pile of brush or to take a piece of paper and light it and throw it into a corner of a pile of wood or whatever the substance is. The conditions are so ripe that it happens so fast, and there's not that many people out there looking around and seeing. I mean, we're fortunate on the daytime cases at Hawthorne Park to turn that corner and get the break and make that arrest. But when you're out at dark 30, we spent a lot of time and energy and effort and extra hours of overtime, and so did Medford Fire, to try and get out there to do that. And we talked to a lot of people, and we were on the edges of a lot of fires and probably just missed that particular individual at Beavertooth Oak by seconds, probably.
Wow.
But again,
it's all got to line up.
It's all got to line up. I mean, sometimes you got to catch a break, sometimes you get a little bit lucky, but it certainly wasn't without effort. But yeah, conditions are ripe, and fortunately, we may have stemmed the tide on this one, and hopefully the arsons grind to a halt. But and they're difficult too, especially when we talk about evidence.
Right.
Your evidence gets burned up in most of those cases, so it's very difficult. And what we're asking fire investigators consistently is point of origin and cause, and sometimes those are difficult to determine.
I want to switch gears from an active case to something you're very excited about today. You're making a presentation to the City Council, one step closer to a new police headquarters?
Absolutely. Today was a great day because we got to present, along with ORW, the architect, and Greg McCallan, our maintenance facility supervisor, that is really the guy that's really running the show on this construction project from the city's point, we're able to present where we're at with the concept designs and get the council's input and also get their consensus on where we want to go with what the design of the building should look like. And it was good to see because they were big fans of it. They were the ones that got behind it. They were the ones that said okay to it and to fund it. And it was good to get their input, number one. Number two, this is a big step in the process to move forward now and get into the design development phase and get a guaranteed maximum price and see how much it's going to cost and how much we have and what we can actually afford to do. So today was a big step.
Very good. Congratulations. Good to see you.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.